All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Thursday, October 29th, 2020. The big news story: an attack in Nice, France, on a church. They're saying it was carried out by an Islamic terrorist, and there was a beheading, just like there was 13 days ago, the beheading of a teacher, supposedly in France. We covered that story then. If you missed the work I did on the recent beheading, I said it was the work of the Jesuit order, also known as the Society of Jesus, who were established originally in Paris, France. And what I'm going to show in this video is how no doubt the Jesuits are behind both of these incidents. And in this video, I'm going to make a very thorough case showing how Pope Francis and Arturo Sosa are directly connected. Again, Arturo Sosa is the current superior general leader of the Jesuits, and Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope. And it's the first time ever there's been a pope who's Jesuit from Latin America. And it's the first time the Jesuits have had a leader from Latin America as well. Arturo Sosa is from Caracas. But I'm going to show how they're directly connected. The perfect rituals that's just like last year's burning of Notre Dame in Paris, France. This time it's the Notre Dame in Nice. But we're going to connect all this, how it all comes together, and we're also going to see how Macron fits in perfectly. Yesterday they go into lockdown from the virus. Now another perfect ritual with Macron today. We're going to connect all that and more. We're going to go back and look at Charlie Hebdo. We're going to go back and look at the November 13th, 2015 attack. Don't forget Friday the 13th. It was November 13th, 2015. The mass attack supposedly by ISIS on Paris, including the concert. After the earlier incident in the year, the Charlie Hebdo attack, after the cartoon made fun of the Prophet Muhammad. And realize today's incident comes on Muhammad's birthday. And we're going to talk about that. Today in Islam, it's the day they celebrate Muhammad's birthday. This big news story making Islam look like a terrorist religion on his birthday. We've talked about this many times over the years, how these terrible things related to Islamic terrorism, they do them again and again on the Muslim high holy days, and it's not the Muslims responsible. It's the Jesuits, who again are from Paris, France. And I'm going to prove that definitively. And if you can't grasp what I'm about to show, the problem's not with me. Understand that. So here we are. The first big coincidence. Again, it's Muhammad's birthday. And we're going to talk a lot more about the significance of Muhammad's birthday falling on this day this year. But notice October 29th, the day that this happens, it is the day leaving 63 days left in the year on the Gregorian calendar given to us by the Catholic Church, just like the English language, which was standardized as a 26-letter alphabet in the 16th century after the Jesuits came into being, who've been operating by this code of letters and numbers and dates in the calendar ever since. And with regards to today, leaving 63 days left in the year, terrorism 63. We just had the incident in Paris. Now we're in Nice. Paris is 63. Remember, Charlie Hebdo 63 forwards and backwards. Racism 63. And with regards to today being the Prophet Muhammad's birthday, it's believed that the Prophet Muhammad died at age 63. Think of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, who died on June 3rd in 2016. 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, meaning if you add 1 through 63 together, it equals 2016. I said 2 years before Muhammad Ali died why he would die at age 74 in 2016, and he did on 6/3, the most perfect date. And it's not the first time that 63 has been coded into these terrorist events blamed on Islam in France. Again, the original home of the Jesuits, who are responsible for this code, this calendar, and what we're living out. Don't ever forget that the original definition of terrorism is government by intimidation, what most people have worldwide. Obey, comply, or be fined or jailed. The way of the New World Order. And Gematria, if you're new here, it's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. It's a very simple code. Elementary. Terrorism's 54 forwards, 63 in reverse. A lot of rituals with 54 in the Jesuits. French is 54, terrorism's 54, Islam's 54, Jesuit order's 54. You want to add to that list John Carroll's 54, the Jesuit who established the first Jesuit university in the U.S. in 1789 while he was 54 years old. But okay, so the big coincidences to take away this Islamic terrorist attack on the Prophet Muhammad's birthday, on the day leaving 63 days left in the year when it's believed the Prophet Muhammad died at age 63, and terrorism, Paris, Charlie Hebdo, racism, they're all 63. And again, the Prophet Muhammad died at age 63. At least that's what it's believed his age of death was. Now, here's the other big coincidence, and we got several more, but here's another. From Macron's birthday to today is 313 days later. 313 is the 65th prime number. We'll get to why that matters, but here's where the attack was today. Notre Dame Day something I can't pronounce, but it equals 313, which is the 65th prime number. And that show Knights Fall about the separation of the Knights Templar from the church, getting burned at the stake on Friday the 13th. Remember, think of the attack in Paris, France on Friday the 13th in 2015. But 313 days after Macron's birthday, connecting to the Gematria of the location, and again, for all you French people watching who think, well, why not in French? It might be coded in French. I don't speak French, but English is the language of the world. They're not teaching everybody to speak French all over the world. They're teaching them to speak English. And people should ask why, because there were plenty of languages in the world that were already well spread before English was created by the church, who's been bent on dominating the world. And they do it this way because this is God's code, letters and numbers according to Kabbalah. Kabbalah's Book of Formation says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. And it's why English is a 26-letter alphabet, because God equals 26 in English and in Hebrew, and letter equals 26, and spell is 26. And the world is under a spell. They can't see the obvious. But anyway, 313 days after Macron's birthday, the 65th prime. Again, that show Nightfall. I'll come back to it. There's another thing I need to say about this. But again, 313 is the 65th prime. The show Nightfall about the separation of the Knights Templar. In that show, early in the first season, they say there's 65 Knights Templar orders in Europe. And Knights Templar 65, Christianity 65. You have to be a Christian, serve the Catholic Church, to be a member of the Knights Templar. And with regards to these dates, January 5th and Friday, November 13th, that's the Charlie Hebdo attack date, January 5th. And November 13th, the date of the big ISIS attack on that Friday the 13th. And again, the superstition of Friday the 13th comes from the Knights Templar being burned at the stake at the orders of the King of France. So you see why they would do that the year they did, how it's a perfect ritual and tribute to them. 313 days apart, the 65th prime. These things made to make Islam look bad. Who were the Crusades mostly against? Everyone who stood in the way of the church, and mostly Muslims. So the same thing going on all these years later. Don't forget the word crusade equals 26 in the U.S.
And just quickly, if you watched what I put out already, we had the... No, actually, Zach already said it. What I showed on my one as well, with the date with... was it his birthday from the 14th of May? The 303 days? Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to even speak. Alright, I'm only going to play a tiny bit more anyway. If you want to watch the rest of this, then obviously go on to Gematria Fake News.
Invaded Afghanistan 26 days after September 11th on October 7th, the day leaving 85 days left in the year, and Templars 85. The Knights Templar, the Holy Warriors during the time of the Crusades. And notice, this is the Jesuit logo, also known as the Society of Jesus. They have the Templar cross right above the H. The Templar cross. Templars, Jesuits, serve the Catholic Church. So, okay, those are the first two big coincidences, right? Last year, April 15th, 2019, when Notre Dame burned, we showed how it was synced up with Pope Francis. We'll show it again here in just a moment. But notice also how Nice, France is 78, Jesuit 78, Order Out of Chaos is 78, Wuhan coronavirus 78. Yesterday, Paris, France, lockdown from Wuhan coronavirus, just like the rest of the world. And again, this whole coronavirus is a massive Jesuit agenda, as we've been showing all year with definitive proof. The Jesuits are the New World Order. They operate worldwide. They got the most clout in this world, the most well-established. Again, they think of themselves as a military and intelligence order that serves the Pope and the Church and its interests. But here we go. From Pope Francis, or from today to Pope Francis' upcoming 84th birthday is 49 days.
Hmm.
Notre Dame 49. It happened at a Notre Dame in Nice. Remember the day that Notre Dame burned in Paris on April 15, 2019, the other story that didn't get as much coverage that day was Al-Aqsa Mosque burned at Temple Mount in Jerusalem, one of the most holy sites in the world to the Muslims. And in the time of the Crusades, the Knights Templar controlled Al-Aqsa Mosque, and they called it Solomon's Temple and used it as their home base. So those buildings, Notre Dame in Paris that burned and Al-Aqsa Mosque that burned on the same day, those buildings both have relevance to the Knights Templar because the Knights Templar were burned at the stake right by Notre Dame on November 13th, giving superstition to the date. So these are all tributes to history and all done by a code. And look at this. Pope Francis, from his birthday to the day it burned was 119 days later. Francis is 119 and 47. Vatican's 119 and 47. Fire ritual, all-seeing eye. You want to add to that list Francis 47. France is also 29, like here we are on the 29th. But Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope, the Jesuits created in Paris, France, August 15th, 1534. Then they were recognized by Rome, September 27th, 1540, the Jesuits were. But here we are, 49 days before his upcoming 84th birthday. Again, Jesuits 84 forward, 78 in reverse. Anthony Fauci, Jesuit educated at Holy Cross, head of the NIH since 84. The pandemic was declared March 11, 2020, 78 days after his Christmas Eve birthday. He said at Georgetown, the nation's first Jesuit university, January 10th, 2017, there'd be a surprise outbreak and pandemic under the time of Trump. He said in his 32 years at NIH, he knew when the pandemics come around from his great experience, so he knew it would happen under Trump. And again, 32 in the Jesuits, 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. Like here in the U.S., the Dodgers just won the World Series for the first time after 32 years, scoring 32 runs in the World Series with 32-year-old Clayton Kershaw, and they did it against the Rays, whose logo is a R with sun rays coming off it. But anyway, the Superior General is the leader of the Jesuits. The current Superior General took office on the day leaving 78 days left in the year. That's Arturo Sosa, who we're going to look at next. Earlier this year, Adolfo Nicolas. Here, in case you're new here, I'm going to take a moment to explain the four base ciphers. Adolfo Nicolas was the former Superior General of the Jesuits. He died this year on May 20th, the day leaving 225 days left in the year. You see how his name is 54 and 72? He was the leader of the Jesuit order that's 54 and 72. Understand, all these numbers get used repetitively again and again. When Donald Trump, who's Jesuit educated at Fordham, took his photo with Pope Francis at the Vatican, it was May 24th, 2017, the 144th day of the year. And again, all these numbers are so important. Ruth Gator Ginsburg, who just died in a major Jesuit ritual, born on 15/3, dead 187 days after her birthday. Society of Jesus, you see how it's 56-187. Notice Washington, D.C., the Jesuit strongholds, 56-187. Paris, France, where they were created, 56-187. We were just talking about how the name of the teacher who got beheaded is 56, and how every story this year is 56, from coronavirus to Black Lives Matter, which is another Jesuit thing. All this stuff is Jesuits, the order out of chaos, divide and conquer gang. But earlier this year, the Superior General of the Jesuits, the former Superior General, died at age 84 in a ritual synced with the current Superior General, which we covered then. Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope who's about to turn 84. He was born December 17th, 1936, a date with 84 numerology. But just notice, again, Jesuit 8478. These numbers connect to so many Jesuit rituals. This guy, the current leader of the Jesuits, installed October 14th, the day leaving 78 days left in the year. And what did I do? I messed something up here. Hold on. What did I do? Must be down further in the post. We'll come back to the connection here with Arturo Sosa. Somehow I got things out of order, but with regards to the Notre Dame fire in Paris. Again, that was April 15th, 2019. From that fire to today's incident at Notre Dame in Nice, it's 563 days later, which is the 103rd prime number, Jesuits 103, the plural, a network of Jesuits. And today's also 13 days after the teacher that was beheaded. 13. Big number with the CIA. I'm going to come back to this point about the CIA and how the show about the CIA agent Jack Ryan, how it starts after there's a killing of a priest by Islamic terrorists in France, in Paris. We'll come back to this because it's important. But what did I do here? Where did my Oh, here we go. Here's the Arturo Sosa part. So from Arturo Sosa's birthday, November 12th, he's 71 right now. He's 71 years old. So from his 71st birthday, born November 12th, 1948, he turned 71, November 12th, 2019. His upcoming birthday is days away. But from his 71st birthday to today is his 353rd day of his age, which is the 71st prime number. And Catholic equals 71. So perfect Catholic ritual with him on his 353rd day of being 71 years old.